All right, welcome in.
Yeah.
Happy Wednesday. This is the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Kobold. I'm here with my main man, Max.
All right.
Just as usual. What's up, Broski?
Hey, man, just another Wednesday. I literally woke up this morning excited to
As you
get
should be.
episode 3 started here. And I'll tell you, I woke up actually with an anxiety, like that excitement where you're so excited, you actually get anxiety. So it actually
A little
doesn't feel
sweaty?
good. It's not the kid excitement anymore. Like when you grow up, that kid excitement turns in like, I got to catch a breath. Like something's going on here. Should I call the hospital? You know,
Well,
but
that's serious, huh?
too many butterflies. You get too many
Okay,
butterflies when you're
okay.
older because you
A
don't
little
get them very,
sweaty?
you don't get them as much as you do as a kid.
Sure. Were you a little sweaty though?
Well, I did have the heating pad on last night, so yeah, of course I was a little sweaty.
Left it on overnight? Left it on
Yeah,
overnight?
yeah, oh yeah,
Okay.
oh yeah.
I noticed a little bit of a different background for you back here. You wanna
Oh, you did notice, did
you wanna
you?
touch you wanna touch on that for us?
Oh, so
It looks
yes,
nice. It looks
thank
nice.
you. I appreciate it. Finally, I
About
got the
time.
wall.
It's about time.
I needed something. I needed something. Yeah, just a plain green background. No, a little boring. But yeah, no. Check this out here. Check this out here. Right here. I'm a basketball coach, and a few years ago, I was the head basketball coach at a high school for the women's varsity basketball team, and we won the championship. We won the sectional championship, Division
Crazy.
Five.
It's crazy.
Hey, not to toot my own horn, but I won Coach of the Year, Division 5 high school hoops. This guy right here, second year
Heck yeah.
coach,
Heck
got Coach
yeah.
of the Year in that league in
Heck
Los
yeah.
Angeles. It's Los Angeles. Get
Heck
out of
yeah.
here.
Did things at the school that never been done.
Hell
Never
yeah,
been done.
man. That was good times. That was good times. And this is also the other basketball trophies. I'm all over the place. These are the other. These are the other one. We got second place right after that. After we won the championship next year, lost in the championship, and then this one was an awesome tournament we won in the wintertime. And then go Cubs, go Cubs.
Yeah, big Cubs fan. Big Cubs fan, Chicago native. Speaking of Chicago, those Bears, how about them Bears? Number one pick.
Number
Number one pick. If you were listening last week to this podcast, this guy right here, me, predicted Houston Texans would go into Indy, upset the Colts, lose that number one pick, and now the Bears are sitting pretty with a lot of options on their hands. What do you think they should do with the first overall pick as a Bears fan?
Okay. I heard this analyst, and I don't mean to call the guy out. Okay, I don't know who he is. I don't know who he
You
is.
don't know his
I just
name?
read
Put him
huh?
on blast. Put him on blast.
But he said the Bears should trade Justin Fields so they can get a first, like 3 first-round picks. I
I think you already got your guy. I don't think you're looking for.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like the
I don't.
idea. If you're gonna trade the first-round pick, you better get a couple of first rounds. You
It,
better.
I
Go
I
ahead.
think I think you already got your guy at quarterback. This guy is he's gonna set the rushing mark next year, no doubt. He wasn't rushing at the beginning of the season. He missed a couple games late. He's gonna set the record next year. If I'm the Bears, I'm drafting maybe a stud offensive lineman, or I'm moving back a couple spots and just loading up on multiple picks, moving back to 4, 5, 6 pick and loading up on multiple picks from that team.
Mhm.
It would be a good option because Bears need a lot of help. They don't just need one guy. So
I like. Yeah, I like that. I like that input that you got there. As far
yeah,
as me being a Bears fan, we need all the help we can get, and Justin Fields the man.
Justin
Justin Fields is the
Fields
man.
is the man.
He's
You need to have guys to protect him, guys to throw to.
Yep.
But we'll see about the Chicago Bears. They suck. They won 3 games this year. They're worst team in the league, and we talk about them too much on this podcast. So we're gonna move on.
Me being a Bears fan, all right. That's the one thing I'm going to say though. That our offense looked way better than last year. Okay, Justin Fields getting 100 rushing yards like a game. That's okay. Hey, that's it's very exciting to
That's
see
something to
that.
talk
Our
about.
running backs are good. Okay, David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert are good. It's
Sure.
just the wide receivers now. What do we got? You know, what are they going to do with that? And I'm just happy the offense has gotten a little bit better just because Justin Fields is a badass. But they gotta figure that out for next year. You know, they're not gonna be able to compete if Justin Fields is the only thing that they do is running. They can't
Keep
win
him
that.
healthy. Got to keep him healthy.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna move in to this divisional round weekend. Playoffs.
Yep.
Playoffs are here. Fantasy's over.
Mhm.
Congrats to whoever won their championships.
Yeah.
I didn't. I got seventh in our league, unfortunately. And how about you?
I got fourth. So, you know, I'm not any happier than you are. At least I made the playoffs. Final
You made
four.
the
I'll take
playoffs,
it.
made the final four. You got that ass smacked in the final four. Might have been a might
I
have been a
can't, you know,
historical
that's
smacking.
that is the worst feeling when you're ready for the playoffs. Your team's, you know, a great season. We got the number 2 seed, and then we had the worst week of the season.
I think
Like
the 60s, right? Scored in the 60s.
60s,
That was
60s. One of those games it had to be, you had to save that for the playoffs for me.
queef of the
You
week.
usually get one of those a year. You know, one time a year your team queeps, and they totally queeped in the playoffs for me. It's a bummer.
Final four. Final four.
Final four, I'll take it.
But our first matchup for these playoffs in the NFL, we got 2 games on Saturday. Starting us off, the 9-8 Seahawks go on to take on the 49ers, who are 13-4. Obviously, this is a divisional game. San Francisco got both games this year. Do you think the 49ers can get them 3 in a row?
You know, I believe it's you that always tells me it's hard to beat a team 3 times.
You're right. I do say that.
You say that a lot. Okay, you've told me, and pretty much every time you've said that, you're right. Like the other team ends up winning that third game.
Yeah.
In this case, man, this is a fun one. I like it, but you know, it's San Francisco at home. Third string quarterback. Do you think the nerds? Do you think the nerds will hit him?
Brock Purdy is really proving people wrong right now. It's pretty amazing. The Kyle Shanahan system. 49ers are really good. They're a Super Bowl contender, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Christian McCaffrey. You know, that was a great trade. I was like, whoa, that's the perfect offense for him for that.
George Kittle has 7 tutties in the last 4 games.
Damn, he's
7
back.
tutties in the last
Back.
4 games. Finished as tight end 2 on the season. He's in keeper consideration for me.
Yeah.
I'm going 49ers at home. I know it's tough to beat a team 3 times in the same season, but I just don't see Gino slinging it around on the road against that defense.
Well, I'm also going to go San Francisco. All right. But it's at home, you know, and so, you know, you got to step around a lot of feces. You know, there's a lot of feces around the stadium that you just got to step over, you know, a lot of needles just laying around.
Pointed in every direction, could be pointed up, go right through your shoe.
Exactly. Oh, I got a good story for you. This is a true story. All right. True story, everybody. True story. All right. There's this one of my clients told me this, one of her friends, all right, walking through San Francisco in flip-flops. Immediately she said, well, that's a bad idea. You don't do that. Nobody walks through in flip-flops in San Diego, or sorry, in San Francisco.
Red flag.
Yeah, shit. There's feces everywhere, human
definitely
everywhere, garbage, trash, and then to top it all off, there are needles coming onto the story. Her friend was walking in flip-flops, somehow, like, you know, stumbled, you know, kind of just tripped, and his foot had a syringe got shoved into it that was laying just on the ground. The syringe, a used syringe, used needle. Okay. Last episode we just talked about how there's an inflation and a shortage of butt wipes. Okay, some clean wipes here.
Yes.
All right, so you better believe that needle might have AIDS on it. That needle might be full of AIDS.
I can't imagine what that needle was used for, how many people used that needle, how long it's been laying there. I can't believe anybody would wear flip-flops in San Francisco. That's ridiculous.
I asked you got to know what happened, right? So I was like, well, what happened? What happened? And she goes, well, he went straight to the doctor. He got every shot that you can get, every shot. I go,
Just
And I go,
loaded
even
them up.
rabies? And she goes, especially rabies.
Especially rabies. Wow. Rabies was actually the first one.
Yeah. Well, who knows in San Francisco? Who knows? So, it could be anyone's game coming off of that bus, but coming off of that bus, you got to walk around that. If George Kittle steps on a syringe, I don't knock on wood. Nobody wants to see that. No, I'm telling you, I'm not trying to promote it. I'm not saying I hope that happens, but I'm just saying, San Francisco
Possibility.
probably San Francisco probably has like an underground tunnel that they can do, that they can use. That's why they have 13 wins this year. That's that's why they use the field to their advantage.
Like a Ninja Turtle type thing down in the sewer.
Asking for pizza. Hey, pizza guy. Through the money's right through the sewer drain.
It's a possibility. That maybe Elijah Mitchell was down there all year. Who knows? Moving on. The Saturday night game. Jacksonville is at home, back-to-back Saturday nights in prime time. They're 9-8, winning that divisional game last week. They are hosting the Chargers at 10-7. Chargers are actually 2-point road favorites. These two teams actually played in week 3. Jacksonville kicked their ass in Los Angeles, 38-10.
Wow.
38-10 ass beaten in LA.
Wow.
Now we're going to Jacksonville. Can Trevor Lawrence do it again?
Wow. Trevor Lawrence, I'm telling you right now, he's going to be on the radar for next year. Every fantasy owner should be thinking about Trevor Lawrence on their roster next season. He's a quarterback, and he's fun to watch. Oh yeah. Now, as far as taking down Justin Herbert and a full lead, that offense, that Charger squad they're all back. They're all back.
I'm going to pause you right there. Mike Williams hurt his back last week, had to be helped to the bus out of the stadium.
Oh, no.
So we don't know if he's going to be playing. And Joey Bosa also went down on Sunday.
Oh, that's not good.
And we're going to be questioning Brandon Staley, the Chargers coach, right now, because they were locked in their seed going into the game. None of those guys had to play. Win or lose, they were going to be the 5 seed. And now we got injuries. We're going to be questioning the coach right now.
You're
Definitely not in my top 10. Brandon Staley, not in my top 10 for coaches right now.
No way. Yeah, a couple of your best players are going to be sitting out in the playoff match. Oh man,
we're not sure. We're not sure if they're going to play or not.
I am okay. I'm going to go the Chargers. I'm going to go the Chargers on this. I'm in LA. Everybody. So I happen to like rooting for the Chargers. If it's not the Bears, if there's one LA team I can pick, one California team, I'm like, okay, let's go Chargers. All right, so go Justin Herbert. I like Justin Herbert. I think he's the next. I think he's going to be the next face of football. I'm calling it.
Very well could be. Just circling back real quick to Trevor Lawrence, QB7 on the season. Did great for you, but I'm also going to take the Chargers. I think they just have more weapons. And yeah, I just like the Chargers more in this one.
Yeah.
Moving on to Sunday, we got a triple header. Get ready for this one. We got a divisional matchup here. We got the Dolphins at 9-8 going to take on the 13-3 Buffalo Bills. Okay, the Bills are 13-point home favorites. This is the biggest spread of the week. Tua was just ruled out today. Teddy Bridgewater still Bridgewater. That's his name?
That's his name.
That's his name. He's still dealing with a finger, so we're going to Skylar Thompson again. Third stringer. These two teams split their matchups during the season. Tua played both of those games. But no way Miami has anything for Buffalo this week.
No way. It's the Buffalo Bills. If anyone watched that last game with against the Jets, the Dolphins versus the Jets,
11-6 final score.
That was one of the most boring football games you could have ever asked for. Oh my goodness. No touchdowns, all field goals.
No touchdowns. If you watch that, you're a queef if you watch that game.
That game blew. I came to a point where I was like, you know what? I hope the Dolphins lose because I would rather watch Pittsburgh. I'd rather watch Pittsburgh in the playoffs than the Dolphins. Dolphins with a third string quarterback that can't throw a touchdown.
No,
No.
can't move the ball. Raheem Mostert broke his thumb, so who knows if he's going to play.
Go Boilers.
Go Boilers.
Go Boilers.
But the Bills are going to win. And update: Damar Hamlin has actually been discharged from the hospital, so he's back home. Prayers
That's great.
remain with him and his family, and great to see it. Great to see it.
Oh, that's awesome. What a fighter. You know, it kept going through it. And the support of all the fans and also of the Buffalo Bills, you know, everyone just, you know,
Right.
everyone just all this love for him.
The
So
power of prayer. The power of prayer.
our prayer. Yeah, no doubt about it. I'm happy to hear it.
The middle game on Sunday, we got the Giants at 9-7-1 taking on the 13-4 Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota. 3-point home favorites here. They played in week 16 in Minnesota. Vikings got them on a field goal, 27-24. You know, Giants rested last week against the Eagles. Their seed was locked up, so they're going to be fresh. You think they can take down the division champion Vikings on the road?
I'm going to be the person to say yes. Yeah. I am. I think the Giants are going to take down the Minnesota Vikings this week. Yeah, you're right. Fresh legs. They have fresh legs for this week. And you know what? They have a better defense. And I think that they have a better, because Minnesota's defense blows, and Saquon's going to run all over them. You know, Minnesota has that great offense. You know, so it's a matter of, can the Giants keep up with them?
Yeah, that's a question that you got to ask, because I don't know if they can. Minnesota Vikings with a 13-4 record, they have a -3 point differential on the season. So their opponents have outscored them by 3 points on the season combined. Now, I don't know if that's ever happened for a 13-4 team. That's crazy. And that makes me want to jump with you. That makes me want to jump with you on the Giants side. And with those fresh legs, I think that really matters. And they were just there in week 16, so it's not like they don't know the locker room, they don't know the stadium, they don't know the fans. They were just there a couple of weeks ago. I'm going Giants with you.
Hey, oh happy day,
go Giants.
Agree on something.
Go Giants. Sunday night primetime game. We got a divisional matchup. We just saw this one last week. Baltimore at 10-7, Bengals 12-4. Bengals are an 8-point home favorite. Lamar Jackson still questionable. Said his knee doesn't feel right. And if Lamar Jackson's saying that, I don't see him playing. Bengals at home, moving on. Easy.
No way. Bengals are. I hope it's the Bengals versus either the Chiefs or the Bills in the AFC Championship game, because the Bengals are fun to watch. I like them.
You got a chance for that for sure.
Oh yeah.
Last playoff game we got here to talk about this week. Monday night playoff game. Let's not forget that.
How about that? First time ever. ESPN squeaking in there.
Hey, might as well. Screw it.
Whatever.
We got the Cowboys. How about them boys? 12-5 going to take on the 8-9 division champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 8-9 losing record. Cowboys are 2.5-point road favorites. This was actually the opening game of the season on that Thursday night, where Dak Prescott broke his thumb or whatever he broke, and Tampa Bay smashed them 19-3 in Dallas. So what do you think? Tom Brady moves on, or is this it?
I think the real question is Tom Brady back from Mardi Gras, or do you think he went somewhere else? Is he on an island somewhere?
Well, I'm curious.
In the Bahamas?
I'm curious the last time Tom Brady played the Saints. Played the Saints at home in week 13, so he hasn't been in New Orleans officially since week 2, but I'm sure he's made a couple visits since then.
Oh yeah.
I think Tom knows it's coming down to the wire. I mean, for Pete's sake, he's already retired once. I think he's keeping his mind clear. I don't think he's doing anything with the Mardi Gras beads this week. But that doesn't mean I'm going to take him. I'm going to take the Cowboys. I'm going to take the Cowboys.
Yeah.
I think they're better.
Cowboys are the better team, but you know what? I'm just going to go opposite on this. I am going to go Tom Brady. I'm going to go Tom Brady. Don't notice I didn't say Tampa Bay. I said Tom Brady.
Going with Tom. Yeah, I mean,
TB stands for Tom Brady. That's the Tom. Yeah, might as well, right?
yeah.
Tom Brady Bucks. So you're right. It's coming down to the end for Tom Brady. Is this his last season? Is this his last game? So you better believe he's going to play like it's his last.
You really think so, but at the end of the day, he's still 45 years old, and that shoulder's been doing this for a long time.
I mean, he still had a lot of attempts this year too. I mean, Chris Godwin, he was hurt a few games. He ended up with over 100 catches. Like pretty solid for like 11 games.
Pretty solid. Just circling back to Dak Prescott real quick. 37 passing attempts last week at Washington. 37 passing attempts. How many yards do you think he finished with? 37.
187.
128.
Oh,
so
what?
Not the best for Jerry and his boys right now, and I'm not confident in picking them right now.
Hey,
but that defense is solid. Tampa Bay's defense is always solid too. But I'm going Cowboys on the road.
Well, I got the Bucks. I got the Bucks on. Yeah, I got the Bucks.
We differed in a couple of those. So get ready, get your popcorn ready for those 6 matchups: 2 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday, and then you got the Monday night primetime game. But moving on, a little preview for everybody. In 2 weeks, we're gonna have a big award show.
Yes, we are.
Max, if you want to tell the crowd about that.
So everyone knows that the Emmys just happened, right? The Emmys were yesterday.
I actually,
I don't fucking watch the Emmys. Who the fuck watches the Emmys? Who gives a shit?
I didn't know that.
But anyway, hey, our fantasy league, we deserve an award show too. All right, so we got a bunch of awards that we're gonna be handing out. Some of those awards are our champion, the Queef of the year, which is last place, Queef in command, which is second to last place, King of the Queefs, which we'll discuss who that person. Oh, don't tell anyone yet. Don't tell anyone. We got to make this a surprise. All right, we have a team that had the most fantasy points, the Lucky Charm Award, of what team was able to basically play defense and have the lowest amount of points against them. The Don't Fall Asleep Award. And then, of course, we have MVP, who is the best player in fantasy this year. We have the best running back of the year, best wide receiver, best tight end, best kicker, best defense, and even best flex. The Fresh Legs Award is with the best flex. And then we're going to hand out some Tutty Awards at the end of that, which would include most touchdown passes thrown, most receiving touchdowns, most passing yards, most rushing yards, most receiving yards, and most catches award. Now, for those of you that are interested in seeing if you had that player on your team who is going to win that award, hey, it might be somebody you might be thinking about for keeping if you're playing a keeper league like we are.
That is true. And you mentioned best kicker, best defense. I don't know if a lot of podcasts are going to talk about that.
Definitely not. You know, the kicker and the defense are so important for fantasy. You need every point. Every point matters. You know, if you have a good defense like Dallas this year or the Eagles or whoever. I don't even know who's the best defense. I have no idea yet.
We're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out. Okay, so definitely do make your picks as far as like who you believe is the best player, the MVP of fantasy, and be ready in 2 weeks. We got the award ceremony.
And then 6 more award categories that we have. These are actually going to be posted, and you can go in and vote. We want people to vote. We need a lot of votes here. We got Rookie of the Year. Okay, we got 4 guys up for the Rookie of the Year: Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, former teammates at Ohio State, breaking into the league, looking like studs.
Oh yeah.
And then Dameon Pierce and Kenneth Walker, a couple backs that look like they could be 3-down backs in the league. Those 4 guys are up for the Rookie of the Year for us.
That's a close call on I mean any of those guys could win this award. I'm definitely interested in seeing what everyone else thinks about this. I got one in mind. So I think one will get my vote, but that's a close call.
Another category we got is the best waiver wire scoop. So, mid-season, late in the season, you pick this guy up, and now he's leading you to the playoffs. He's leading you to the championship. Of course, we got Geno Smith. Nobody saw him coming. We got
Wow.
Jerick McKinnon. We got so many receiving tutties at the end of the season for Jerick McKinnon. We got Christian Watson, Taysom Hill, Evan Ingram, just to name a few. Anybody that stands out for you there? Best scoop.
Man, waiver wire scoop. Two names that were right out in the beginning were Geno Smith. What a year by Geno Smith. Like, who the hell was expecting that?
Nobody expected it. Not Seattle,
yeah. That's Seattle. I train a Seattle fan, and he thought that they were going to be 3-14, and they were going to get the #1 overall pick.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have disagreed with him. I had him last in the division. What do you think Geno Smith ended up as quarterback on the season?
Let me 8.
5.
Whoa, a top 5. Who the hell would have thought that? Once again, come on.
Very well could be the waiver wire scoop of the season.
No doubt.
Next category, we got the messiest bust award. Okay, a guy you just a mess. You had to clean it up every Sunday. He just took dookies on your lineup at least every other week. You were expecting big things from him, and he just didn't come through. We got Russell Wilson, one of the top quarterbacks.
Wow.
Going to a new team. Everybody was wanting a slice of him. The Jonathan Taylor, the #1 player coming in. Is he in and is he out? Is he playing this week? Who knows? I just heard he's meeting with doctors coming up to decide if surgery is in the future for his ankle. So not good there. Brandon Cooks, Kyle Pitts, and definitely Debo disappointed people this year.
A couple injuries. Couple injuries by those guys, like Debo got hurt. Yeah, that's a bummer because Debo's probably everyone's first round, more than likely. First, maybe second rounder, but
and then maybe a wide receiver too. People were dependent on Deontay Johnson. 137 targets this year, pretty damn good, but 0 tutties, a goose.
Goose and tutties. They have a wide receiver on your team that has goose and tutties.
That's messy.
Whack, whack. Whack, whack, whack.
Breakout player of the year. This one might be easy. We got Justin Fields leading the way right now. He was definitely in the waiver wire scoop category, but we're gonna leave him in the breakout player of the year. We don't want to double up. Yeah. Trevor Lawrence is in there. Ramondre Stevenson, Tony Pollard, Jamal Williams with his 17 league leading rushing touchdowns. Devontae Smith and Christian Kirk also came from, we weren't drafting them top 30. We weren't really looking at them at their position, but now next year they could be top 15, top 10 guys we're looking at coming next season. But I think Justin Fields might be running away with that one.
Oh man, that was a great score. Earlier I actually asked you, is he going to be a potential keeper?
Yeah. This season was a little different with quarterbacks. Usually there's so many quarterbacks that you can pick up and plug in. And I feel like this year it was definitely a lot more shallow. But it'll probably regress back to the mean. And I don't know if I ever see myself keeping a quarterback unless he's Patty Mahomes in his prime.
Yeah. Might be kept this year.
Oh, yeah. I can see Patty Mahomes kept again. Another category we got here, comeback player of the year. This one was tough. No guys really had like catastrophic injuries they were coming back from or missed a year. But we got Evan Ingram setting career highs in multiple categories, and Saquon Barkley and Christian McCaffrey both came off, missing time last year, and they're both back to being studs and guys that you're looking at in the top 5 next year, first round.
No doubt about that. But I will say that as far as this comeback player of the year goes, I might be voting Evan Ingram on this, to be perfectly honest. I was very impressed.
Honesty. I appreciate that honesty on the podcast.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. Gotta be honest on these shows, Otherwise people aren't gonna believe us.
Well, I hope people trust what we're giving them. Uh,
Yeah.
Evan Ingram in half PPR scoring. What do you think he finished amongst tight
Uh,
ends?
6.
Very good. Tight end 6.
Nice.
Yes.
Uh,
So
what a beast. That's an incredible pickup. If you have a good tight end on your team, believe it or not, like you can go like your team could go places. It's that weird position that if your tight end goes off, like you win.
it's a
Like
free square.
I would like to know a stat like that.
It's a bingo free square.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about who you're going to start there. You just got them. Plug them in.
Yeah.
I'm noticing multiple Jacksonville Jaguars we just talked about. Evan Ingram, Christian Kirk, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Divisional champions already in the playoffs. And
Nobody was thinking the Jags. Nobody
everybody,
was thinking the Jags.
the Colts were actually the favorite coming in.
How about that?
Slight favorite over the Titans. And boy, nobody was seeing the Jags coming.
No.
Last category we got is our most important category. It's going to be our most popular category. We got Douche of the Year. Now anybody associated with the NFL can be nominated for this. We had a lot of candidates this year, but we actually narrowed it down to a top 5. Okay.
Yeah. And we're gonna take this time for everyone to understand why they're the douchebag that they are this season.
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna explain each player, and then
Yep.
you can decide who is the biggest douche of the year.
Why do these guys deserve your vote?
Yes.
First off, we got breaking news actually today on this fella. We got Odell Beckham Jr. Yes, he's not on the team. He's out of the league, but we got breaking news right before we came on air here. We got video actually now of the airplane incident. Supposedly, allegedly, he wouldn't put on a seatbelt. Okay, multiple times. We got the stewardess coming over saying, "Hey, sir, you got to put on your seatbelt. We're about to take off." And just nobody home. Nobody's home up here, and he just refuses to. So police come and they say, "Hey, if you're not going to cooperate, we got to get you out of here." And he said, "Well, I'm not going." And then they have to evacuate the whole plane. Every passenger has to get up, get their luggage, and get off the plane. It actually ended up being a 2-hour delay for these people. And they said to Odell, they say, "Sir, do you realize you can just get up and walk off the plane with us right now, or we have to evacuate the plane if you don't cooperate?" And he says, "Yes, I understand." So just so selfish. So selfish. What is this? Who does this guy think he is? Too many hits to the head. Too many hits.
So just to verify, they had to evacuate the plane. Everyone had to get off, get
And
their
get their
luggage,
luggage. They
go
had to get
sit
their
in
luggage.
the waiting area for another plane so they can go back home, probably back home, because
I'm not
Odell
sure.
Beckham didn't want to put his seatbelt on.
They refused to put a seatbelt on. Said
Douchebag.
he was tired.
Douchebag.
He was too tired. He said he was too tired and just wouldn't cooperate and totally selfish. I think this guy might be done. I don't know if we're ever going to see this guy catch a ball again.
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's probably on too many painkillers. Bad ankles, too many hits to the head, like you brought up. He's in a lot of pain. He's probably just on painkillers. He was probably drooling when they asked him. When they asked him, they were like, "Hey, sir, can you put your seatbelt on?"
Drooling a little bit. Yeah, they gave him a napkin. He had to wipe it.
Yeah, too many painkillers. So that's what happened.
Speaking of drugs, our next candidate is a guy that we actually talk about a lot on here. He's one of our most popular guys to talk about. He just took a big L on Sunday night to get eliminated from the play from the season. He's done. Green Bay Packer quarterback, Mr. Ayahuasca, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has definitely been top 2 douchebag of the year.
Yep.
If he's not top 2, I'll be shocked. Just going back to him saying he was immunized, so now we're thinking he's vaccinated and he's out here playing. People think he's vaxxed, but he's really not immunized. He's just taking ayahuasca.
Ayahuasca.
He's really just taking ayahuasca. But this guy is going to be a popular vote.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So also in case from previous viewers or people that are just tuning in, So Aaron Rodgers went on Joe Rogan and explained to him how ayahuasca changed his life, and that how he became MVP 2 years in a row is because ayahuasca opened his mind and he became himself. So meaning he shit and pissed all over himself, and then he rolled all of himself and rubbed it in, and was like, oh, me,
Wow.
me,
Wow.
me.
So is this you think he did this in San Francisco for the first time? Is that he's from California, if I'm not mistaken, Rogers. He's
Yeah.
at
Yeah,
first
oh yeah. He
Bay
went to
Area, if
Cal,
I'm
right?
not
He went to
mistaken.
Cal.
So this could have been a first time San Francisco ayahuasca trip, and now he just feels like he's always got to roll in his own shit.
He's going to have to do it for next year. He's getting older, and it's coming down to the end. So ayahuasca is definitely in his future if it's not already happened.
The Detroit Lions were eliminated going into the game and had nothing to play for but pride, and we knew Detroit was going to show up. They're full of pride.
Yeah.
And the playoffs were there for the taking, Aaron, and you queefed. You queefed. So
All right, bro.
do you it's Wednesday now. That game was Sunday night. We had 3 days to go. How much ayahuasca you think he's done since?
Oh man, I don't even know the dosage of ayahuasca. But probably enough for him to be just sitting in his cup with his helmet on, yeah,
Just
or either a helmet on or a cheese head, one of those.
probably a cheesehead for the playoffs. He'll be watching. He'll be
Got it from
watching.
my Uncle Bill, hanging
Just
out
like
with Green Bay Bill.
just like we
I
predicted
love my Uncle
months
Bill.
ago.
He's a good guy.
Going to be sitting watching the playoffs. Okay, getting back to our douche of the year category, our third candidate in the running this year. I wanted him this year. I got one of his receivers, and I was going for a stack. A new face in a fresh place. You actually picked him in the round I wanted him, Russell Wilson.
Oh,
Now
that's a curveball.
it's a curveball for you. How do you feel about Russell Wilson's performance this year in Denver? First
Oh,
season with the Broncos.
he queefed, man. If you're living in Denver, man, you are very upset.
I'm living in Denver right now. I'm not a Broncos fan. Just I went to the game on Sunday, saw him throw 3 tutties, looked pretty good.
Good game.
But I'm not a Bronco fan. But you drafted him this year, and what happened?
Oh, well, I think anyone who drafted Russell Wilson, you're expecting an MVP caliber season. I don't know why. I don't know why. It's because you look at Cortland Sutton, you looked at Javonte Williams, and you looked at Jerry Jeudy, and you're like,
I loved Cortland
okay.
Sutton coming into the season. I loved him.
But man, he queefed. He really queefed. No, I understand that he had like a torn lat. That's something. He had like a bum shoulder.
Yeah.
Ciara had shoved a cucumber up in his bum hole, and it's been there until it pickled. So they're starting a pickle company. Actually, it's the Ciara and Russell pickle company.
Can you circle back for me there? What was up the butt? I missed that.
Do I really have to say? Okay, I got to relive this. Okay, so Ciara gave Russell Wilson. They started their own pickle company. All right, so she shoved a cucumber up in his bum.
Oh.
All right, and then waits for the cucumber to pickle.
Well.
So yeah, so you can get Russell Wilson's pickles now, probably in Denver. So
Okay.
if you see that, you know what it is now.
Fresh. Well, speaking of Russell Wilson's bum, this is why this guy is in the douche of the year category. Have you heard about his pooping routine, Russell Wilson? The pooping schedule that he follows. Have you heard about this?
No, I have not heard about this. This is exciting.
Yes, this is very interesting. I haven't heard this from anybody, but we got a story here about Russell Wilson during the season, how he doesn't want to waste any time, waste any seconds in the day. Okay, he wants to be efficient with his time, and he believes going to take a dump is wasting time. So right now he's in a loading phase. This is during the season. He calls it his loading phase, where he only allows himself to make on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay, so he's only making on Tuesdays and Thursdays. This is a quote from Russell. It's theoretically possible to design a diet and fitness routine so efficient that your body no longer creates waste. My goal is to reduce my need to BM down to once a week. But right now he's on that Tuesday and Thursday schedule. Can you what's your opinion on that?
What viewership or what fans are you trying to attract? Are you trying to bring back your fans from Seattle? Because I think Seattle fans are done with you. Are you trying to attract San Francisco fans? Because apparently they're okay with feces and shit all over the place.
49ers are in the dump.
That might be it. That might be it.
One more quote from Russell here. It's really improved my energy levels and sex drive. Plus, the internal waste provides more cushioning against the violent impacts I see on Sundays. So he thinks holding the shit in is protecting his body from these hits.
I'm waiting for the day that he gets hit so hard he shits his pants. That's coming. That's coming. That day is coming. If it hadn't happened already. Oh, when he said okay, first of all, he said he tore his lat this year, right? Where they said maybe he shit his pants, and he said, "Can you just say that that's what happened?" Because he came back next game and played like nothing ever happened. He tore his lat.
He tore his lat. Yeah.
How do you throw the ball?
That's true.
I think he shit his pants.
I think this was a soiled pants situation for a guy that actually has 12 bathrooms in his home. This guy has 12 bathrooms in his house, but only goes to shit on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That is why Russell Wilson is a top 5 candidate for Douche of the Year.
No doubt in my mind. No doubt.
Real quick, Russell Wilson this year on his stats. This just his performance on the field, not talking about him dumping anymore. His 60.5% completion percentage was the worst of his career. 7.3 yards per attempt was the second worst. 16 touchdowns was the worst by 4. 16 tutties, okay? And it took him till week 17 to get to 13. So he had more bathrooms than touchdowns through week 16, okay? He had more bathrooms in his house than touchdowns on the season through week 16, okay? 11 picks on the season was tied for his second most. 55 sacks was his most in his career. And an 84.4 passer rating was by far his worst in his career. This guy might be done. $245 million, all those draft picks to Seattle, top 5 pick this year that Seattle's getting from the Broncos. Denver really queefed on this. $245 million. He used it to buy 12 bathrooms and I believe a 9-car garage house. Why do you need that? Why do you need that?
You know,
it's ridiculous.
I don't even care about the stats anymore. I can't stop thinking about that he has 12 bathrooms and he wants to take a dump 1 time a week.
During the season, he is in.
Why do you need 12 bathrooms to take 1 dump?
Two dumps one on Tuesday, one on Thursday.
It'd be illegal. That should be illegal.
He should be
arrested. We got feces all throughout San Francisco, all over the freaking sidewalk. He can't spare one of those toilets for the homeless people. Fucking Russell Wilson.
Oh my goodness.
What a queen.
Definitely a queen. Definitely a douche. Doesn't want any wasted seconds in his day. But pooping is a normal human thing that people do almost every day. I do it every day. And you're definitely a douche for not allowing yourself to go 5 days out of the week. That's a douche situation.
Oh, jeez.
Moving on to our 4th candidate. We got a keeper situation here from me. Guy that I've kept his whole career. I'm the only guy I'm the only guy who's had him on my team. Alvin Kamara. Going into the season, there was a lot of speculation about an arrest. It stems back from a Vegas incident, I believe, after the Pro Bowl or before the Pro Bowl trip, I believe,
gotcha.
where Alvin Kamara and a couple other guys, I believe 3 other guys, one might have been a cornerback for the Chiefs, I can't remember, but Alvin Kamara was the headliner here. 4 guys in an elevator, somebody tries to get on and they don't want him to get on, and there was an altercation, and these four guys just beat the shit out of this guy, unconscious, broken limbs, face was all fucked up, stomped on him when he was unconscious. Pretty serious thing. For some reason, the hearing kept getting pushed back, so that he wasn't suspended this season. Be ready for a suspension next year, and if that happens, definitely I'm not keeping him. I'm probably not even keeping him right now because he didn't have the best season. I'm gonna look up his stats here. But what do you think about a 4-on-1 beatdown? Just because the guy wanted to get the elevator.
The guy's outnumbered, obviously.
Reportedly.
And you know, who were those guys? Were they also football players?
I believe one was a cornerback. Two other guys might have been random. They might have been in the league. Might have been Kamara's boys. Who knows? I'm not sure.
So it's 4-on-1. Two of them are football players. You think that was fair? You don't think one of the football players could have stood up and just said, "Hey, we don't want you. We don't want you." You know, like just give them a push. You know, if you know, first of all, don't get physical. Why do we got to get physical? They obviously were on something. They were drunk or whatever, and because that is so stupid. You got physical with someone. Well, why are we fighting people? Like, why over stupid instances that don't even fucking matter?
It's pretty silly if you ask me. And it might have affected Alvin Kamara on the field.
I think so.
We only got 2 rushing tutties and 2 receiving tutties from Alvin Kamara this year, yet he still finished as RB 18 in half PPR, a lot of volume, but only 4 touchdowns. Oof.
Not happy about that.
I think he's going to be happy about that. Now he'll be a solid pick if he's not suspended or has a limited suspension, whatever.
Yeah,
he could be a late flyer. But I don't think I'm keeping Alvin Kamara next year. Top 5 douche of the year.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I don't have anything else to say about the guy. He's going to make me frustrated.
Well, don't get too frustrated. You don't even own him. I'm the guy who owns him. Moving on to our last candidate for douche of the year. This guy, we got to check the books, but he's a 2 or 3 time champ at this point. Antonio Brown. Now he's been out of the league, but he's still been in the news with fighting with baby mamas and but most recently jerking off in that pool.
Mm-hmm.
So too many hits to the head for Antonio Brown has him disposing. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but taking his wiener out in public. Okay.
Yep. Flapping it around like it was a water hose, like it was a water hose in the pool.
Like water hose
throughout the grass.
Like a lasso.
Pulling it out.
That's definitely arrestable. Just same as Russell Wilson only pooping twice. Some of these guys could be arrested for this. Alvin Kamara could be arrested. OBJ getting hauled off the plane could be arrested. These guys could all be facing legal action right now.
Yeah.
But Antonio Brown taking his wiener out in public and reportedly masturbating. That has to possibly win it this year again. We're leaving it up to the fans. But that's
as someone that's sitting in the pool, or like, what do you do in that situation? I would get out of the pool. I'm not staying for that. But I wonder how many people actually just looked and just went, oh my God, but then kind of looked and said, wait, is that Antonio Brown?
Is that AB?
I don't know. I don't know how you do that as a person. There's way too many hits to the head. This is a perfect example of someone that has lost his mind. Hey, another update actually about Antonio Brown. Apparently, he's going to be on MTV's Cribs.
Well, can't wait to see that crib. I might record it if I'm not able to be home at that time.
Oh yeah.
How many bathrooms and cars and pools and fish tanks he's got. Boy, I can't wait.
Yep.
But we're going to be posting these ballots, and these candidates are very juicy, and we need votes. We need people to vote multiple times. Screw it. Anything else on the award show coming up in 2 weeks, Max?
Please join us on that award show. It's going to be a fun night. I think that the highlight of the night is going to be the biggest douche of the league award. So we really need your help on that. So please let us know. And that's a tough one, by the way. That is a tough decision on who wins that. I don't know who's winning that.
It's a toss up. I could see any of those 5 guys winning it. All of them major douches. But time will tell, and I'm very interested to see. So playoffs are here. Obviously, fantasy's over, and after we're done with this football, we're going to have one more week next week talking about some football. We're actually going to have our first guest. Our first guest officially is coming on next week. He is the reigning 2-time Queef of the Year, Sam Belkis.
Oh,
so we will see him next week. We're going to talk to him, and then the week after that, we're going to have our award show. And then after that, we're getting into all college basketball. Like we said, conference play is heating up. We got Boilers just took their first loss, but still number 3, I believe. My Kansas Jayhawks, number 2, after squeaking out a come from behind win last night against Oklahoma at home. We got juicy games tonight. We got Arkansas, Alabama, TCU, Texas.
That's a good one.
TCU,
SEC matchup.
We got Baylor at West Virginia.
West Virginia?
West Virginia is a tough place to play.
Hey.
So we got some juicy
The
matchups.
Mountaineers.
The Mountaineers are tough. Bob Huggins is tough.
Oh yeah.
But Kansas winning their last Saturday got a double-digit win, so that's how you know.
Blow them out.
But that's gonna do it for me. Max, you got anything else for us today?
Last thing I gotta say is go Boilers. Go Boilers here. You brought up that loss to the Rutgers. I gotta tell you, if you want to watch, if you love the game of basketball and you understand the game of basketball, it's not just putting a ball in a hoop. It's not just putting a ball in a hoop. All right. It is literally the strategy of the game, looking at the matchups, seeing what is the highest percentage shot that you can get on the court, and then playing defense on the other end. I'm telling you, college basketball is where it's at. And Purdue basketball this year, I am so excited the way that they play, because they play together as a team. They play together as one. And they have a big dog. We already talked about him. They have Zach Edey, Player of the Year. He's going to win Player of the Year. But there's sometimes too selfless. There's sometimes too selfless. There's times where I feel that they can make an easy shot and they make an extra pass, so go Boilers. That's all I got for you today.
I'll leave you with a Boiler nugget here. Speaking about being unselfish, the freshman point guard, Mr. Indiana, Braden Smith. He is awesome. He is one of 3 freshmen over the last 30 years to average 9 points, 5 boards, 4 assists, and less than 2.5 turnovers. Those other 2
takes care of the ball. He takes care of the ball, and he's throwing alley-oops to Zach Edey. It's so fun to watch. Watch Purdue basketball, number 3 in the nation.
9 points, 5 boards, 4 assists, less than 2.5 turnovers. He's one of 3 freshmen in the last 30 years to do it. The other 2, Ja Morant and Lonzo Ball. Okay.
Wow.
So solid category, solid committee there.
No doubt. He's going to stay 4 years. I'm going to bring that last thing about him. He's going to stay all 4 years in college, and he's going to be dominating.
Heck yeah. It will be exciting to see. We'll be excited to see what we're talking about him. But this is the Don't Tell Mama Sports Podcast. Like I said, I'm Matt Cobold. This is Max Faulkner.
Hey.
And, it was great having you guys here today, and hopefully we can get some more subscribers, some more comments, some more likes, whatever.
Don't tell mama. Don't you tell your mama about the sports podcast.
If you are living with your mama and you turn this on your computer, you're watching this, make sure you're in your room with the door shut. You don't want your mama walking by and hearing this. Okay?
No. Put it on your headphones. Put it on the headphones. Okay.
It
might be a little too much for her.
Everybody's got headphones these days. Just plug them in, or AirPod. All right. Well, everybody have a great week, and we'll talk to you next week.
Peace out. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.